I'm in danger. Wait.
Yeah, you are.
As I'm in the middle of picking out glasses today, you're like sending out to the group chat, what do we got to do to help Steven out so that he doesn't die from my toxic fumes? And I'm like, you're having this conversation while I'm like picking out new frames? Like, why would you do this?
Because
Let me just enjoy the nice scent of IKEA's pear-scented candle. And welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon Go and the Silph Arena and all things that relate. I am one of your hosts, Steven, aka aBoyInTheWoods, joined as always by Jesse, aka RocketAdminJ.
good evening.
Ooh, ow. Ooh. Ow. Sorry. Whatever. Ain't nobody got time for my dumb stories. Let's see. I'm just making sure all of my stuff's here. It is dang smack dab in the middle of November of 2021. We are nearing the end of. That's right. That's the content we were going to talk about. Smack dab in the middle of November 2021. We will talk about our 2021 PvP predictions. We have very light news segments today. The community question, and then maybe talking a little bit of our current experiences of Silph, or the first 2 months of this current Silph Arena season. Because there's literally we're probably on the eve of a tease for the next Silph Arena meta. Ugh, God, words. As well as probably days away from a tease of Pokemon Go's next season.
Yep.
So
That's the fun thing we have in the in-between.
every once in a while, even with 2 weeks, sometimes there's just nothing to talk about. Or we could talk about stuff, but it's old.
Yeah.
Like
Or by the time this goes live on audio platforms, the event has ended.
Yep. In the case of the Sinnoh event, this showcase of Diamond and Pearl for the remakes, it'll be over. But you know what's not over? Our patron.
Our
Patreon. You can go to battlescience.com or patreon.com/battlescience and back us at $1 tier or more to get the bonus Battle Science After Dark podcasts, which are Patreon exclusives. This month, actually, I think next week, we're going to do a I hope you like M&Ms. We're going to be doing a ranking top to bottom of all of the M&Ms, or as many of them as I can get, from regular and peanut to sugar cookie and snowball. I don't even know what snowball M&Ms are, but we're going to be eating them. So, and minis. You gosh darn right. I got the M&M minis.
M&M minis.
M&M minis in the nostalgic tube container. So we are going to be ranking M&Ms because for whatever reason I feel like it. So that is on the B-SAD. You can become a Patreon podcast producer by backing us at $5 tiers or more, just like the wonderful people Dolphin93, James, Winston the Champ, Evo Stevo, and Jamar. Thank you to our wonderful Patreon producers for helping us do what we do and paving the way for that sweet, sweet podcast hosting yearly subscription.
Monthly.
No, it's a yearly. Well, Patreon is a monthly. The hosting cost of the podcast is a yearly subscription.
True. Okay, I get what you're coming from.
Yeah. I'll structure that properly.
How do people support us?
You can go over to Battle Science or patreon.com/battlescience. Back us there. You can check us out on Twitter. Go over to the YouTubes. If you haven't already, we have actually 2 pieces of content. If you don't know anything about Pokemon Go PvP, you can go listen to our preseason primers. Those were episodes for August 27th and September 6th. That's part 1 and part 2. Go check those out. Get some context for what we'll be talking about here in this episode. If you don't know a whole lot about Pokemon Go PvP, go check those out, and then come back to this episode and be informed. Also, if you haven't heard it, we had a bonus episode of the Battle Science podcast come out last week, and that was a chat with Bowling Bacon of the Queen Bees, and Jamar stopped in for a little while of Wing Attack, along with a couple of the written submissions from, I believe, Winston the Champ, also of Wing Attack, talking about factions and the future of PvP. So if you want to go listen to something a little bit more casual discussion-y kind of thing, not that that isn't what this is, but
True.
It's the same but different. Kind of like maybe LaCroix flavors. It's the same but different. Maybe I'm trying to piss off people that really enjoy LaCroix. Can you have beef with that kind of person? We'll find out next time on Battle Science. All right, pardon me. Let's jump into it.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
Hit button and win. November 8th on PokemonGoLive.com, the blog post, celebrate the release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl with a Pokemon Go event. If you're not aware of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they are remakes, not really reimagining, but I think, honestly, remake is probably the best.
From what I've heard of people that have had an access to the copy, it's a remake. Not to the extent of Let's Go.
Uh-huh. Well, Let's Go, I would almost say, is like a reimagining.
Yes. This is more along the lines of a remake. The only thing that's different is the graphics.
It's not a remaster, because maybe it is technically a remaster. I guess there's a bigger debate here if it's because it's not a... Yeah.
It's not a reimagining.
No, it's not a reimagining. No, I guess... Yeah, because I'm thinking of the games they've done that recently with, which is, I think, like some of the older Resident Evil games, where they take the core concepts, but they change like quite a number of... change up some of the mechanics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So... Yeah, there's a whole discussion there as far as...
Yeah.
which one everything is. So those are coming out for Friday?
Thursday.
When this podcast is out on podcast services around the globe, you can go pick up a copy of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for the low MSRP of $59.99 before your local tax, and potentially shipping if you're getting a physical copy.
Yep.
But to celebrate its release, Pokemon Go is doing an event. Experience the Sinnoh region in an adventure reborn with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. In celebration of the release of these games on Nintendo Switch, Pokemon originally discovered in the Sinnoh region will be appearing more often in Pokemon Go. Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup wearing special Sinnoh-inspired hats will be appearing in the wild, and avatar items inspired by those same first partner Pokemon will be available in the shop. Celebrating the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl on Nintendo Switch, Tuesday, November 16th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, November 21st at 8 p.m. local time. Available for the full duration of the event. So that is the full duration is less than a week, unfortunately. We have half incubator hatch distance and 1/3 super incubator distance. Well, and then on Sunday we'll have quarter distance. So
yeah,
wait for Community Day.
Yeah, if you can.
Costumed Pokemon. These won't evolve. Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup wearing Lucas's hat, which is the male main character.
Yep.
And then Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup wearing Dawn's hat, which is the female main character. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one of any of these. But again, they can't evolve. So you find the Hundo, or you find the one for Little Cup, and that's it. So, yay, or Little League.
Yeah.
Do they call it Little League?
Little Cup.
Okay. They should call it Little League. Collection Challenge. In celebration of these costume Pokemon making their debut, a collection challenge will be available that requires you to catch them all of the hat, each variation of the starter with each hat. Complete the challenge to earn 1,000 XP, 3,000 Stardust, and an encounter with Frostlass. That's an odd choice, but okay. The Sinnoh region starters are available as onesies for your avatar in the shop, along with other main characters' outfits are available, and then stickers too. So if you like the stickers,
you can't tell the events are focused around this new upcoming release. I don't know how we could tell it easier.
Yep, it's I hope you like Sinnoh. There's an event box, one-time exchange for 20 Pokeballs and 1 Sinnoh Stone, which I believe is it a 1 Pokecoin or is it a free box?
It's a 1 coin.
Okay. And then a Great Box, 300 Pokecoins, one-time exchange for 3 Super Incubators, 2 Incubators, and 1 Lure Module, which can probably come in handy for Community Day.
Yep.
With the quarter hatch distance. Those incubators are going to be nice. I already bought that box.
Did you?
Yep. All right, part 1. 2 days long. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. The first half of the event brings with an homage to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup wearing red Sinnoh hats will be appearing in the wild. That same trio wearing white Sinnoh hats will be available as field research encounters. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Turtwig, shiny Chimchar, or shiny Piplup. The following Pokemon will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Go find Silph for Dugong. Murkrow is trash. Poochyena is trash. I like Aeron. I'm going to be catching Aeron, but arguably it is also trash in PvP. The 3 starters with hats, which means they can't evolve. Bidoof. If you're into that kind of thing. Kricketot, Baniri are mid-tier. Maybe don't prioritize. And then Stunky. Go find yourself a good Stunky for blanking on its name.
Great League for Skunk Tank?
Skunk Tank, that's the name. Yes, Skunk Tank is not super prevalent. It's had some big performances. It has a pretty decent kit of Poison Jab, Crunch, and Flamethrower.
Yep.
Also,
Rework Poison Jab has helped it.
Yes.
But Drapion got the better end of the deal on that stick.
More options with Drapion as well, but Skunk Tank does have a pretty decent kit with not too bad bulk. So look out for Stunky. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Stinky Community Day in the future because it's shiny.
Stop it.
Ooh. The haunch can hit like a truck, but it's also like just it bad.
The haunch can hit like a truck, but you need to make sure it hits.
Yeah.
Because if it gets hit, it night.
Yeah, you can run it as a closer, but then it has to get to a move. Yeah.
Not good.
You can do better. If you're lucky, you might encounter the following: Scyther, Larvitar, Burmy, Plant Cloak, and Buizel. Yeah. They're actually, from my very small amount of playing it today, have not been all that uncommon. But also none of these are sort of like, if we're looking specifically in Great League, none of these are really stand out.
Yeah.
Well, Buizel is most certainly not. Scyther and Scizor have performed and have been options. Larvitar, Tyranitar in higher leagues is another option, but in Great League it's very similar to Honchkrow, very glassy. And I don't know if we'll ever see the plant Wormadam be
good.
Yeah. Is it grass steel? No,
grass bug.
Grass bug? Okay. Yeah.
Fire type sneeze on it and it combusts.
Yeah. So do the other forms. Except for Sandy. Huh. Ground just needs to be better. It just needs to be better. 1-star raids for these 2 days. Cranidos, Drifloon, Bronzor, Gibble. 3 stars, T-Tar, Lopunny, Drapion, Toxicroak, Gallade. 5-star raids, Cresselia, and Mega Lopunny in Mega Raids. Eggs, Budew, Bonsly, Happiny, Mime, Jr., and Riolu. All of these have the chance to be shiny, and Mime Jr., this is the first instance in which Mime Jr. is available in the world. Actually, I should probably grab some 7K eggs. Does this rotate? Does it stay in eggs for... It does stay in eggs for the full...
Yeah, so if you pick up the eggs during this event, even after the event's over,
you have a chance of
still use them.
You have a chance of getting Mime Jr. Then that's a dex register for, I imagine, a lot of people.
Anybody that didn't spend an exuberant amount of Stardust or doesn't live in that region.
Yep. Field research task encounters. Again, I should breeze through these as quickly as possible because we'll have a very limited time that will be part of this event after the podcast comes out. But Bagon, Turtwig wearing Dawn's hat, Chimchar wearing Dawn's hat, Piplup wearing Dawn's hat, Burmy, Sandy Cloak, and Burmy Trash Cloak, field research task encounters. I don't remember the optimal IVs for Wormadam Trash, but a 10, 15, 15, I imagine, is not out of the realm of possibility of being very good. Let me double check that, though. Go Stadium IV Checker. Or using them to mirror trade. So, Trash, Form, Wormadam. And we're looking at, say, a 10, 15, 15. That is a rank 51. So, yep, you can get a pretty optimal Trash Wormadam.
For research?
Yeah. Yeah, 7, 14, 15 is actually the rank 1 according to Stadium Gaming's rank checker. So getting Trash Wormadam or Trash Burmy from eggs, as well as giving you a nice little cluster of XL candy, not
it's also just a
not
good time
unwelcome.
to stack up on that candy.
Yeah. Not unwelcome. Yeah, they'll all give you the same candy, so right?
Yep.
So might as well.
It's the same with the cast form kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you're lucky, you might encounter the following Shieldon. Part 2, Shining Pearl from Thursday to Sunday, November 18th to November 21st. Second half of the event will pay homage to Pokemon Shining Pearl. Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup wearing white Sinnoh hats will be appearing in the wild, and that same trio wearing red Sinnoh hats will be available as field research encounters. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Turtwig, shiny Chimchar, or shiny Piplup. Wild encounters, Pinsir, Mischievous, Houndour, Spheal, Turtwig wearing Dawn's hat, Chimchar wearing Dawn's hat, Piplup wearing Dawn's hat. None of these can evolve. Bidoof, Cricketop, Baneri, and Glammeow. Spheal?
Well, Spheal's a Gen 3.
I know, but as all of these wild encounters they list here, look for Spheal. Pinsir has had its moments, but it really isn't relevant. Mischievous is... I could use some really spicy language for Mischievous with how just absolutely irrelevant it's been for the entire duration.
Miss Magius?
Both Mischievous and Miss Magius in PvP have been entirely irrelevant.
More relevant than Bayonet.
I guess, but still irrelevant. Houndour, if you feel like you're being spicy.
I mean, you didn't have a good one for a while, so...
Right, but it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I have a really good Houndoom. I gotta go use this.
Said no
This
one
has been meta relevant for years. Why haven't I gotten a good? No, it's Houndoom.
See, the funny thing is Houndoom's Bane came in the same gen it did. Azu.
Oh, Azumarill. Yeah.
It is the optimal counter.
Spheal and Bidoof are the two that I would recommend looking out for in the wild encounters.
In the second one?
Yeah, in the second half of this. If you're lucky, you might encounter the following: Slowpoke, Bagon, Weasel, and Sandy Cloak Burmy.
Good thing we know where that Slowpoke nest is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that might have changed because of the event.
It's not hard to check. It is right there. In raids, 1-star raids during the second half is Shieldon, Drifloon, Bronzor. 3-star raids are Salamence, Lopunny, Drapion, Toxicroak, and Gallade. 5-star raids, Cresselia, Mega raids, Mega Lopunny. Phlegm. In eggs, the same list, I think. Bonsly, Badoo, Happiny, Mime Jr., and Rylou.
Yep, same eggs.
I think it's JDY. Correct me if I'm correct how I'm pronouncing your name. Letting us know he built a Cricketune when it came out, thoughting it was cutting edge. Hey, I think Cricketune is one I have like a rank 2 for Great League PvP. Or
Cricketune in the same boat as Ladian. It can be used well and it's situational. But name a bug type and I'll tell you one that's good. Oh wait, there isn't.
Trash Wormadam.
Is it a bug though?
It very much relies on its steel typing, and it does run confusion rather than a bug move. So
the game, as we've always mentioned, doesn't favor speed base.
Yeah.
So, and that's what bugs are known for. It's the same with Ghost. Ghosts have just got incredibly lucky with the fact that Shadow Ball is a nuke.
Yep.
And it's easily accessible because most ghosts have really good energy generation moves. I think if we look at Lunge, the bugs with Lunge perform.
The rest do not.
Yeah.
Beedrill is good, but it's running.
Beedrill is a situational again.
Yeah.
It's you pray to God there's no Fire, Rock, or Hypno.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where like there are like okay ground performers, but it's primarily like Mud Boys. Like there are types in this game that are just bad. That are just bad on their own. So
electric.
I would say bug, electric, ground.
Ice has so many common weaknesses.
Ice, well, I mean, ice is just bad in the main series too. Like ice is just
bad.
Unfortunately, not great in Pokemon as a whole. I'm thinking specifically Pokemon Go, but like in the Pokemon universe as a whole, ice types are just
cheeks.
Unfortunately, yeah, and there's no way they can adjust it without breaking the entire meta.
Yeah.
So
they're there to be the excuse to. Their ice types are the Gen 1 fairy type. They're there because one type got overpowered and they needed to balance it.
Dragons.
But even then in Gen 1, dragons weren't the OP type. It was normal.
Oh, really? So wait, they put ice in the game?
Well, no, I'm just saying overall in the planning process, ice exists because it's an alternative to beating grass. It's an alternative to beating ground types. Even though everything ice would beat, water can beat alone.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why you see a lot of the Gen 1 ice types, aside Jinx, which you only got one of, and even then is still Cheeks. Every other ice type has a water, at least until Gen 3. No, I guess Gen 2 we did have Sneasel.
Yeah. Field research encounters for the second half. Turtwig wearing Lucas's hat, Chimchar wearing Lucas's hat, Piplup wearing Lucas's hat, Burmy plant cloak, Burmy trash cloak, and if you're lucky, you might encounter the following.
Yeah, so basically, the Wormadam everybody wants is behind research and not available otherwise.
Yes, but realistically, that's what you're looking for anyway.
Yeah.
So you want the higher the
Or sorry,
higher
Burmy.
total stat product anyway. So, and getting it out of field field research encounters don't guarantee more candy. Egg hatches do. So,
True. And those are coming out of regular? No.
It's not coming out of the
It's not
7Ks.
sevens.
It could be coming out of the other stuff, but I'm not sure that they changed
I don't
the
want to
base
dip into
storage.
that pool.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all we have. That's the news. I'm sorry.
Not much to go off right now, but I think this is one of those time of the year where the game just doesn't have a lot going on, but there's also a lot going on in people's personal lives as the holidays coming up. So
We'll probably get an announcement as far as
the
maybe
winter/holiday event,
Mm-hmm.
probably by Friday.
I imagine that we'll get like a tease for the next season, maybe tomorrow. And then probably December's Community Day dates.
We already have those.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh.
They gave it out with the October community note where they talked about community days.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's 2 days. Remember, it's more than likely going to be the rerun.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it was the second or third week in December. You can just hit back on that page there on the announcements.
I could.
Just make it easy.
I actually don't have the back button. This is open as a link.
Oh, well, you can just click updates then.
Updates.
Should be community note, and there should be like a video. And they announced it. But so for those that aren't aware, if you haven't been playing Pokemon Go before, December has a tendency to be a rerun of each community day that we've had over that year. So every Pokemon from January till November will be available for over a 2-day period. And you'll be able to evolve them to get their community day moves, even if you have one saved. Is it not showing? Click the video real quick.
I'm not.
You can mute it. And then skip to 2/3 through the way. Should be like a white screen. It should show like the dates.
Good thing closed captioning is on.
That might have been it right there.
That is all of the community days. Let's see. Let's see.
He likes to talk a lot.
18th and 19th. December 18th and 19th.
Okay, so mid-month.
Yes.
Like literally a week before the holidays.
Yep. The weekend before Christmas, because Christmas is on a Saturday this year. So December 24th is a Friday. December 25th is a Saturday. Let me just move this candle a little closer to myself. Was that you?
No.
Okay. Thought it was.
JD also says they really need to shake up the moves. Yeah.
Hey, what about we start talking about what could be happening next season?
Did that just happen?
What? No?
No, never mind.
This is this current season, Season of Mischief, because they haven't announced what the next season is.
Okay.
And we're thinking there's a poison move shakeup. I believe did we talk about it last episode?
Which one?
About Psychic Fangs.
We did.
Okay, Psychic Fangs.
You were excited that
it
was something that you didn't have any idea what it was.
Yeah, we could be getting a move shakeup for Psychic types, which would be wild.
With the new season.
Yes. Hoopa's what, a Psychic Ghost?
Yes.
And then it turns into a
Psychic Dark.
Psychic Dark with what's it called?
Unbound.
Unbound buff.
Dejin
Swoopa?
Hoopa.
Swolpa?
Swoopa.
Swolpa?
Swolpa. Stop it. We're going to get hashtags we don't need.
Hashtag Swolpa. Let's see, because Festival Lights, A Looming Shadow returns. Oh, well, we've gotten that. So now it's just hanging out. Yeah, we're curious to see what we get as far as the next
season.
Next
like
season,
if this
if
is
they've
something they
been-
continue doing.
If they've been focusing on one, mythical Pokemon for the season, they can't make every mythical Pokemon into a Go Fest reward.
I mean, at this point, they have enough that are unreleased still that they could still throw something that's just a trash mythical as the Go Fest.
Shaman.
Shaman might be useful. Manaphy, I can see them being a trash one.
Do you think Manaphy would be next season?
I think Manaphy could be a thing where they run it over a thing like they did with Hoopa, since it does evolve.
It's a whole season. Actually, it doesn't.
It's not an evolve. Is it a form?
No, it's awkward. So Manaphy is its base form. Fione is a baby, but it doesn't evolve into Manaphy. It's just the only way to get Fione is to breed a Manaphy.
And then it doesn't evolve?
Correct.
Huh.
Let me pull up the.
Oh, I believe you. You don't
It's-
need to.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna go to.
So a couple of the other mythicals we still don't have. Shaman is one. Keldeo, which is the fourth sword of justice. Both of those do have separate forms. What else are we missing? We still
Keldeo
got
would
another
be-
Meloetta.
Keldeo would be an interesting one, but I don't think because we just got the Swords of Justice again. I don't think we'll see a full season of.
Not a full
Keldeo
season
yet.
of Keldeo. That could that could be one that could be a Go Fest one.
Maybe not next season, but the season after. Let's see. Yes.
We're also missing Magurna.
Evolutionary chain. You have Manaphy. You breed it with a Ditto, and it becomes Fione.
And then Fione doesn't do anything.
Fione doesn't do anything. Fione can be bred from Manaphy, but it does not evolve into Manaphy. Weird,
If they're
right?
ever going to introduce breeding, that's how it's going to be.
That or it'll be here, just have one, and then you're done. like Mew. Here, have one. Oh, here, have the shiny. Everyone gets one.
Yeah.
Don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's all I can think of.
We also have Magurna, Deancey.
Beyonce?
Stop it.
Uh,
Zoroark.
Zoroaura and oh no, you're right. The electric dude.
Thundercat.
Thundercat.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little mythicals that they could do.
Meltan's my
Stories
favorite
on?
mythical.
Right, but they could do a whole season on Meltan, but they have other stuff to do. I mean, it would be interesting to talk more about Meltan's sort of backstory, because like it
was in the anime.
Yeah, did they explain a whole lot on the stuff in the anime?
It's a really good episode. I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people give Sun and Moon a lot of crap, but I think as far as like the series, like the franchise goes, that was one of the better well-written stories. Because it's one of those, I guess you would call it a season or an arc.
Yeah.
Where Ash isn't the main character.
Yeah, you had a lot of positive things to say about the Sun and Moon anime as it was airing, so.
That was the season that they really kind of changed gears and made it more relatable to everything that goes on with humans. So, I mean, like, they touch on harassment. They touch on death, like actual death.
Yeah.
They touch on, when you lose a family member and how the stages of depression. They go through relationships.
They still don't explain Ash's mom and Mr. Mime.
Actually.
Wait, do they?
I'll leave that surprise. It's at the beginning of the series if you really want to watch it.
Oh, boy.
And how Professor Oak has a cousin from Alola, Principal
Oh,
Oak.
Oh, that's right. The like tan, long-haired version of Professor Oak.
That
Is-
does Pokemon impersonations with every time he talks. It's like the uncle that tries to go out of his way to make you laugh as a kid.
It's just like literally any other like of the background characters. Just like, oh, so I see you've met my cousin, the other Officer Jenny. Oh, and I
there's
see
those two.
you've also met my sister, the other Nurse Joy, and
yeah.
it's like, how?
I mean, and this is something my roommate has asked me too, because he found out recently that you can download the Pokemon TV app on the Switch,
Ooh.
where it has access to a majority of the franchise's cartoons and the movies.
I'll be honest, we're not sponsored, but that does sound cool.
Yeah. He's like, could you tell me like which episodes are worth watching or which ones are worth not like recently in the newest series they had a episode where, I'm not going to go too much into spoilers, Ash battled someone and the concept was, what is stronger, Gigantamax or Mega?
Right, you told me some of the details on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they did that in Sun and Moon too. They did is a Mega stronger than a Z move? So there's.
I'm kind of surprised that the Pokemon Company was like, yeah, we can have Megas. It's like, because
Yeah.
they're like,
We really want you to forget those were a thing.
That was a bad idea in the core mechanics of Pokemon. But
the shiny Mew, to answer the question, is still the special research.
I imagine at some point here in the future you'll be able to pay $5 to get that research again.
Yes.
Not necessarily again, but to get it for the first time.
Yeah.
Is that dog?
It's the dog.
HR. Hey, pal. What's up?
TLDR on the anime, though. If you've watched season 1, good. You don't need to watch that. Is it required to watch if you've never watched it? No. It's very long and drawn out, and there's so much filler. I would say if you are someone that really enjoys the games from the game aspect, X and Y does a really good job of following the narrative of the games. Plus, it is probably one of the best, like, animated as far as what you would expect from like I would say X and Y was on the same animation level as Generations, if you remember that.
Generations was cool.
Yeah, the animation for that was really well done. Sun and Moon is a lot more story. Actually makes Lily's mom not look like a complete trash person.
Because the games don't do a fantastic
Of
example.
How do you say her name? Lusamine?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, that could just be who she is as a character.
True. But they did a really good job in that series. I think if you're going to watch Sun and Moon, just go in with expectations that it's silly, it's goofy, it's funny. Ash gets put into a school. Yeah. But it's a really good series. The newest one with the I think they're calling it Journeys or something like that.
The stuff on YouTube?
No, the one with Go.
I don't know. Yes, Jim. There was two pieces of one core piece of research for regular Mew. The shiny Mew was part of the Kanto event.
Event.
I do imagine they will bring that research back where you can get shiny Mew. The Kanto tour event was a whole lot of like 151 requirements, so like get 151, catch 151.
I think you
Pokemon.
had to catch one of everything. Catch or obtain.
The event itself, yes.
Yeah.
The event during the event date itself, yes. But
because I remember we had a bunch of people trying to get Mewtwo, or the regionals. I think was the last one a lot of people needed.
Yeah, but the research would once you got to a certain point, the research would continue beyond the event. But it was like catch 151 of each type and some other like legwork stuff that was a little rough. You okay, bud?
He tripped.
Aw, it's not the first time. All right, good to keep an eye on him.
But yeah, it's actually a good transition. Do you think we're going to see a Johto event this next year?
That actually has crossed my mind of like, will we see something in December similar to? Did we see it in December? Was it
February?
February? Okay. Where the Kanto tour was. To be honest, I like some of what it's in Johto's. I like what was in Johto's Pokedex in that region. I think it's a cool region. The problem is it's so dang small. It's I guess realistically it's 100 Pokemon. It's 99. Let me rephrase that. It's 99 Pokemon.
I think that's the smallest one of all of them, isn't it?
No.
No.
Is it?
The only other one that I can think of that would be smaller would be Sinnoh. Gen 4.
Sinnoh is larger.
Was it?
The only one I can think of is Galar.
Really?
I think Galar is smaller. Let's see. Yes, Galar is from 810 to 898.
So only 80.
A little more. But Johto is from 152 to 251, so 90. Hoenn is from 252 to 286, or 386, I should say.
Okay, so about 110.
Sinnoh's over 100. Unova is 150. Kalos is X and Y 71. So no Kalos.
Okay.
X and Y. Wow. It's 650 to 721. So that's the smallest.
Okay.
I want the full list of Johto Pokemon, please and thank you. Gen 2. Will it show me the list? Show me the list.
One of the most banger intros too from the franchise.
Oh, the
Pokemon Johto.
You mean the English?
Yeah.
National
Everybody wants to
Pokedex.
get there faster. Make the way to the top of the hill. Each time you try, just gonna get a little bit farther. I don't know the actual lyrics. I'm just singing.
Okay, you're just trying it. No.
Yes.
Let's see. So starts at Chikorita.
It's a whole
Cyndaquil.
new world we live in.
Nowhere near the original though. Trying to think of like what really stands out here. There's some evolutions.
I think the most memorable ones for Gen 2 for me, one was Steelix. I love Steelix. I was like, that thing's awesome.
The babies are here.
Yay.
Let's see. Yeah, you have things like Bellossom, Politoed,
Politoed was pretty cool.
Crobat, Apom.
I think
Espeon and
Wobbuffet was
Umbreon.
only so funny because they got it on Team Rocket.
Oh yeah. If it didn't have the points in which it had in the show, it would not be the
Probably not as important.
meme that it is now. Gosh, the one thing that I want a Johto event for is Pineco.
Yeah,
And even then, they'll find a way to absolutely ruin my experience and not give me a Pineco, a good fortress.
Sizor and Heracross were definitely they made bugs cool again
Is Heracross the only regional here?
in Gen 2.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, we'd have to see how that plays out. Go away, ads. Let's see.
They made
Porygon
Kingdra
2.
really cool.
Yes.
I mean, there's the Abominable T-Tar.
Mhm.
Blissey was gross.
Yeah. Oh,
Blissey was one of the first. I mean, in the Gold and Silver meta, Snorlax was the triple S tier
Mm-hmm.
because it was the OG toxic rest sleep talk.
Mm-hmm. The only complicated thing would be we've already had Shiny Celebi, and that was one of the big things.
Yeah, I felt like that one was kind of weird. I guess it was tied into the movie.
The original Japanese release of the Zarude movie.
Yeah.
Or no, the theatrical release.
Yes.
What should have been the theatrical release, because then they put it out on Netflix.
And they gave us a root for that one.
Yeah, they gave us a root for the Netflix release. I still haven't watched that movie. I probably should. The interesting thing is then we would have to have another, like, to complete the Pokedex in the entire event, we would have to have another instance where we could get shiny or get another Celebi, unless they removed it from the
requirement.
The catch all, acquire the entire Pokedex somehow.
I mean, we are seeing Sacred Fire added. I mean,
that's true.
The sound effect recently did get added to the game.
Because we already have
Aeroblast on Lugia.
Mm-hmm. So we might be seeing it. It's a really, I don't want to say it's underwhelming, because it also relies on some Gen 1 Pokemon because of the evolutions. So it
They could just fill in with those evolution requirements, though.
Yeah, they could be like pieces of research for completing different sections and then just evolve that Pokemon. But then again, it's kind of a question of, do you have the candy for it? Or the evolutions get put in raids.
True.
Blissey raids, though.
True.
That's not good.
Oh, Blissey.
Blissey raids. Although, is Happiny in this?
No, Happany's a later gen.
Okay. I don't know. Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, Pichu.
Just what I want, an egg event.
Yeah, that makes this weird.
Because it's Igglybuff, Cleffa, Togepi, what is it? It's the one that's really rare. Shoot, I just had it and I lost it.
What, babies?
Tyrogue.
Oh, yeah, Tyrogue's in here too. Yeah, this is a one that...
Oh, and it would be unknowns too. We'd have unknowns spawning outside of an event.
Well, it would be technically an event.
I mean, outside of...
a landlocked event?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would... there would be some interesting tweaking that they would do if they brought this sort of like this generation 1-to-1 over to a Kanto Tour event.
I haven't played Gold and Silver since the original release. I've been wanting to go back to it.
Did you ever play Heart Gold or Soul Silver?
No.
Okay. It's good, but the level requirement ramps up huge after beating the Elite Four once.
I mean, that's what it did in the original.
Yeah, but it's like a huge, like, you have to grind.
Like from level 50 to 70?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, which is like absolutely ridiculous.
Especially when you go to Mount Silver, what is it?
Oh, Mount Moon?
No, that's right, because you do go back through Kanto.
Yeah, you have to go back through Kanto. Yeah. And then the gym leaders in Kanto have like level 70 Pokemon. Yep. And it's like, okay, so then I have to go back and grind the Elite Four. Because the Elite Four has like level 40 Pokemon.
In the remakes, did they up the wild encounters?
No,
they're still the same levels.
Yup. Which is dumb.
Okay, so they really just copy pasted the original Gold and Silver.
Yeah, they gave you two. They're like, oh, congratulations, you're the championship. Here, have 2 middle fingers on the house. Go beat the gym leaders.
Kanto.
Go beat Kanto. It's like, I hate you.
That's one thing I felt when I was growing up playing the original versions of those. That felt like it could have been an expansion pack if those were a thing back then.
That's what I was hoping for Let's Go. I was hoping like Let's Go would get like
a Johto expansion.
Would get expansions of all of the rest of the generations. I was like, you can either make Let's Go of
I think at that
the different
point,
regions.
Go off of how much success Let's Go had.
It didn't have enough success. It was successful, but it wasn't successful enough for them to go into the other generation. So, and that's why we get remakes of Diamond and Pearl.
The catch mechanic.
Yeah, the catch mechanic was different.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of people would have been super salty about with these Diamond and Pearl remakes is if they kept that, and it looks like they haven't.
Yes, thankfully it's the core mechanics.
Beat it until it's red and then catch it.
Yeah. Or paralyze and use a quick ball.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, things. Next season should be. Hopefully, it's builds upon, even if it's incremental improvements on what the Season of Mischief has been. I think we're nearing some cool stuff. So
I hope so.
Yeah, it's I
mean,
like
they're
this,
closing down Harry Potter. I hope some of those resources are being put back into this.
but they're making Pikmin.
Pikmin, I've been playing it pretty religiously, and I'll be honest, I don't know if it'll last another year.
Woof. Take that, Niantic.
I enjoy it. I think it's it's definitely got me out to walk more. Like, he dropped his toy. It's one of those things where Pokemon made me walk in a certain circle at where I work. Pikmin has me walking around the whole building. But that's just because Pikmin plays differently.
Right. Mechanics are different enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, it's. I mean, we do a bunch of speculation here. I would be hardcore speculating on what the closure of Wizards Unite means for the development of Pokemon Go. So
I wonder if it's just contractual.
who knows? It's
That's stuff we'll never know.
well beyond what I have much knowledge of. But like, fingers crossed, it's not a whole lot of layoffs. Because with a lot of like project cancellations within the video game industry, it means a lot of layoffs.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can transition that staff over to other projects. But that's not always the case, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm sorry for anybody that was a fan of Wizards Unite, anybody that does listen, that's played. It sucks that, and that's one of the things that I saw go around on Twitter was, if you pumped resources into that game, you're just SOL at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, out of luck.
Yeah. Sorry, you're out of luck. The Y is silent, don't worry.
Because, that brings the question up, that I forget the phrase, but it's like, take in moderation how much you're spending in Pogo. Because at some point, I mean, Pokemon Go is such a behemoth, I don't see it this coming year being an issue. But moving forward, you got to, I think it's you that always makes the argument, if it's something you're enjoying, then you can invest money in it. But just know that there's, how do I say this? When the game dies or when it stops being interesting to the individual, you're not getting that money back, and you're not going to get the value of it back.
Well, you'll have the memories. And the friends you made along the way.
Yay.
I mean, it's similar to like the OG World of Warcraft stuff.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
It's one of those things.
So
that,
if you're someone that's played World of Warcraft forever,
you know exactly
hours of
what
those grinding and getting all that stuff, and then one day you get pissed off because the game changes to something you don't like anymore and you decide to stop playing or not play as much, then all those, I guess we can call them investments at this point. Yeah, just poof. I think that's why people are pushing for those, like, what's the term? The new version of the Bitcoin for games. I forget what the term's called. NSFs or whatever.
NFTs? No, I don't want to
not
talk
gonna
about.
open
I
that
don't
one?
want to talk about NFTs.
Okay,
in
but
the
just
gaming
really
sphere.
quickly,
No,
consumers.
won't happen.
Okay,
I don't want all 2,000 plus Pokemon that are in my box to turn into non-fungible tokens. That's absolutely ridiculous.
But that's what people want to do because they've invested their time and money into
And then it keeps, but then it's basically like, oh my god, it's.
If you don't want to talk about it, we can save it for Be Sad.
It's not even something I want to talk about on Be Sad. It's just like, it's a dumb idea. It's a really dumb idea. Don't get me started on NFTs. I have a very poor opinion of them.
Okay.
If someone has a great, like, crypto, sure, I guess. The blockchain technology, sure, I guess. NFTs as a concept currently, and bringing NFTs as a concept currently into video games is the dumbest.
Pikachu!
Oh, sorry. Wow. Wow.
That really triggered Steven.
Wow. Unfiltered. I am so sorry.
That's raw emotion
it's
right
dumb.
there.
It's real dumb. I completely forgot I was on forgot what podcast I'm on. Wow. I do apologize for the poor language. I might have to go in and edit that.
It'd be the first one you've had.
Be first, yeah. Yeah.
Put a
I'll
Pikachu over it.
You're darn right I will. Non-fungible tokens is basically a certificate saying you own a JPEG, basically. But then anyone can go to the JPEG and right-click Save Target As. So that's like the shortest answer someone can ever give. JDY.
Essentially, you control an IP.
No.
Well, it's like
You don't control the IP. You say it's like the owner certificate for owning a crater on the moon, because you don't own that crater. It just says you do. Because someone was like, "Hey, I could sell this," and so then people buy it.
that's what all those
It's a glorified
ones are.
It's a glorified certificate. Yeah, you own this part of space. Yeah, no one owns that part of space. If you want to go,
but this paper says I do.
Yeah, if you want to go move out into space, move your house out into space, and then own that, and then claim that territory as yours, go for it. Ain't no oxygen, ain't no government. Where are you gonna buy groceries? Space, my guy.
To the moon.
I gotta sell my Dogecoin. I shouldn't even have any.
I'm just waiting for the government to get after those once they can.
I'm gonna sell my Dogecoin by the end of the year so that my taxes for this year and next year don't get super complicated with whatever inflation reporting. I almost got into stocks and then I haven't.
I mean, that's still a good back pocket thing activity. Stocks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But like NFTs, they're like, "Oh, it's a good investment." It's not a good investment.
I think it's still too early. I'll say that.
It's way too. Yeah, the concept is in its.
I think people need to stop making all these separate monetization methods and just put all their focus into one, and something will come up out of it.
I like as my final point on this, like the sci-fi concept. I don't remember what novel or series it was, where it was your time remaining was your currency, and you could.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
There's like some sort of bracelet thing that like
It was a barcode.
Yeah, once you spent all of your time, like your time is your currency, and you can spend your lifetime. And the more you spent of it, the shorter your life was. So you could be around for a good time, but not a long time, or a long time, but not necessarily a good time.
I think that was. See, there's the trade-off on that is how much time you have.
Theoretically. But that's all like super dystopian sci-fi.
Yeah.
Mumbo jumbo. Was that the Justin Timberlake movie? They might have done an interpretation. I believe it was a sci-fi novel first. But you're right. It might have been adapted into a Justin Timberlake movie. JT, man. He's been all over the place. I guess good for him. Let's see. Do we want to talk about let's see. Oh, let's just transition over into the
meta-analysis.
Do we want to talk about meta-analysis, or do we want to go into the 2021 predictions?
Let's do some meta.
Okay. We're 58 minutes, so it's up to you. Look at this nifty little graph thingy of the 2021-2022 Silph Arena competitor. Wait, hold on.
I was just going to say, did you hit your button?
I didn't hit my buttons. Let me bring my buttons up. Boop.
Welcome to the meta-analysis.
There we go. Okay. 2021. Whoa. If you're an audio listener, I zoomed in very much. Wow, this is really crisp. The Silph Arena make this as a what is it called? Somebody help me out. It's lossless format where it can zoom in a whole lot. Like, I don't see pixels here. This is crispy. This is some high res graphics there, Silph Arena. I like it. The 2021-2022 Silph Arena competitive season is underway. We are midway through November of 2021. Basically a month and a half into the current Silph League. The Silph League Arena. I guess that's how it's branded. We just call it the Silph Arena, but I guess it's the Silph League Arena because then there's the Silph League factions.
Yep.
I guess I imagine. So
I just call it Silph Arena.
I do too. We've been mispronouncing it, and maybe that's why none of the Silph peeps are like giving us sweet digs, is because we've been pronouncing it wrong this entire time, and they're kind of salty. We love you.
Yes, that's it.
We love you. We love you, Silph League Arena. People.
Thank you, organizers of non-legal. Wait, what?
The community-driven competition.
Community-driven. Thank you.
Yeah. We started off with the bedtime cup. No.
What did you just say?
Bedtime cup.
Bedtime cup.
Was it Nightfall?
No.
What was it?
Lunar.
Lunar. Okay, thank you. Sleepy time.
Bedtime cup incoming.
Mispronounce. It's just such an off podcast. Mispronounce the.
We should do that. Go through season 1. Just mispronounce all the cups. So what would Boulder be? Pebble?
Pebble. I got a rock.
I got a rock.
What was month 2?
Night something.
Was it Nightmare?
Yeah, no.
I don't remember. Goodness.
Twilight.
Twilight? Oh, okay.
Sparkle.
Twilight Sparkle, yeah.
Sparkle
there
cup.
we go. Sparkle Cup. Yeah. I mean,
Tempest.
It's kind of windy.
Moist cup.
Moist cup.
All right, that'll be something we have to do off separately.
All right, be sad. Here we go. Add that to the growing list of things we're doing next week. Brawler
Lunar
Cup
Cup and then Brawler.
Yeah. Let's start with Lunar. What was your thoughts? Let me pull up the meta to refresh our brains here.
Rock Dark Bug. That's what I thought of Lunar.
I want the...
You can go to your profile, too.
That's true. But then everyone can see how bad I am. Wait, I don't care. All right, guys, let's look at my ranking and show everybody how absolute garbage I am. Yeah, JDY says Lunar was straight garb.
I didn't see any garb odor. I don't know what you're talking about.
He means garbage.
I know.
Yeah.
I was doing a play on words.
I don't want to opt out of rankings. It should be called You're Screwed Without Heracross Cup.
Not wrong.
Current season. I want to look at RSVP page, Lunar Cup rules. Wow, that's a really complicated way to go about to getting to the rules. So bug, dark, electric, ghost, and grass types.
But that's not what you saw.
No, actually, let's go with cup stats. Crustal, Mandibuzz, Heracross, Alolan Graveler, Obstagoon, Roserade, Zweilius, Frostlass, Scav, Raichu.
It was
Delve.
essentially the bug, rock, and dark cup.
Yeah.
That's
Alolan Graveler was there as definitely not a safe swap or a safe lead, but was a generalist.
Yeah.
Not a very good.
I didn't
generalist.
see as many Crustal, but when I did see them around, they were annoying as hell.
Uh-huh.
I think the most, like they mentioned here, Heracross was the MVP of this cup.
Yeah.
And its limited availability didn't help.
No, it does not.
Same
maybe
with
that's why,
things like Mandibuzz.
Maybe that's why a Johto tour wouldn't be unwelcome because of Heracross. Although Heracross was in raids, but was it within Great League?
No.
It was above? Okay.
It was above.
Unless you have a low-level account.
Yeah.
And you traded it from that, as I throw my eyes cross.
As you roll your
cross-eyed.
eyes.
As I go cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not to mention Heracross will come back again, too, as a Mega.
Yes.
But even then, if it's in a raid, it's still going to be too high.
Is to go back to Justin Timberlake. It goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around, and it comes around. Sweet JT.
Personally, I was not a fan of this cup. It came down to a lot of hard matchups.
Me neither. I didn't really like this one either.
I don't think this was the cup to begin the season on.
No, I mean realistically, this would have been a really not that it's a low point, but it's such a divisive cup, both in like matchup and in like
Team
overall
building.
meta. Yeah, like a matchup in when you go into a battle, but then in team building, and like having realistically the stuff that's super prevalent, like a good portion of this is very easy to get to. So like Roserade, Escav, Frostlass has been around, Crustle has been around, but your things like Mandibuzz, Heracross, Obstagoon,
Those have been
Zweilius,
limited to raids.
those have been somewhat limited, and so like trying to get getting a full team comp for this meta was not ideal. So you're like, yeah, it's not. I would even say putting this like deep into the current season, like it wouldn't have been unless we see some of these Pokemon, more or less handed out in a much more accessible way.
I mean, they
this
have
meta would have
they
been-
have done a lot better with making meta relevant Pokemon
available, but not necessarily accessible for something like Great League, because like we have Vullaby and research breakthroughs, but it's above.
Yeah,
Is it above Great League evolved? So
I think so.
I did get the shiny though.
I did see
I did
that.
get it, the bright pink headed Vullaby, so that was cool. But yeah, this meta is again, unless there was a period of time in which Niantic puts out some of these very high performing, more uncommon PvP Mon.
It means Zweilius Dino will get its community day eventually. That's the next Gibble.
I mean, I'm more thinking like Mandibuzz, Heracross, and Obstagoon are difficult to get to because
Obstagoon has been around.
it's been around, but it had like
It's been behind raids and research.
Has it wild spawned before?
No.
So yeah, that right there is a barrier to entry. People have it, but it's not the most accessible. I mean, not everything
I
will
wouldn't-
ever be, but
So even if they came out of eggs, it would still be in that problem of being too high.
yeah, it's a matter of like these things need to like have a moment of spawning in the wild.
Same with Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, I mean, they put it in a box, but even then, that still requires a trade with someone that you're not above great friends with. And I think that's their kind of way of making people still care, because once you get that Pokemon, you're done.
Yeah, and it kind of adjusts the meta of like this is a sought after Pokemon, and it has very good meta relevance. I
Like
think
for
some
me,
of the,
I don't have a point to go after Noctowl Lantern or Golbat anymore because I have their great rank 1 Great League.
Tropius is a JDY brings up Tropius, which is an interesting one. It's been around for long enough, but it's a matter of like the
That's what I have a story for. Go ahead though.
the like current environment of COVID and like reduced travel and stuff like doesn't help. But Tropius, I believe, can be found in what, Florida?
No,
No, where it?
that's Corsola and Heracross
Oh, okay.
and Carnivine.
Tropius is where?
India.
Okay. Yeah, that's more complicated.
That's the one where I mentioned, I think it was one of the episodes prior to this cup announcement, where it was like, 80% of those people have got that Tropius from someone not legitimately, but because it's that gray area, people look the other way.
Africa?
Is it Africa? Okay.
Maybe.
I could have sworn it was India.
Whichever one. It's in a more
Remote location.
not necessarily remote. I don't want to say less desirable because then that's also throwing like stereotypes and stuff. But it's not a whole lot of people vacation over to Africa. I mean, I don't know. It's a regional, which hampers it. Like continental U.S. for like us Americans is, I mean, I could book a flight to Florida for like a weekend and then just go catch stuff. Or I could book a flight tonight to go for a day or an evening to Florida. Of course, it's not going to be cost effective, but like I could book a flight to Florida, go to Florida. Like I don't need to worry about papers or anything because I'm traveling within the continental U.S. Go get some regionals and then come back. And like then I can trade it off to other
You could
people.
almost just take a week vacation, go down to Florida, drive up to New York, and scoop up everything between.
Yeah. Although, does New York have any regional?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Oh, it's not relevant though. Could be, but I don't think it's. Is it meta relevant?
It's not bad.
Okay. But it's
Better
one of
than
those things of
Toros.
like outside of the continental U.S., then you get into points of like passports and not necessarily visas. I don't think. If you're just on
I was gonna
vacation
say,
or
does
something.
Canada have a regional? It's Pachirisu.
Yeah, you got to get up a little north. Ooh, I got to see if I can go to a hockey game up there. I think the border's open now. Yeah, it's just one of those things of like these.
This cup had a lot of varying limitations.
Yeah.
As an entry cup, I don't think this was it.
As the first of a
No.
season, no.
I feel like this would have been a good one to come back into January for. January or February.
Let me go back to the map here. January is an invitational month, so we'll actually have that off.
So then you have February.
Yeah. So
I could have
come
seen
back
that
in
being a good cup to February to come back into.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, we don't make these metas, and I know these aren't easy to do. I just think this was probably one of the more challenging intro cups. More so than, what did we have last year? We had Sunrise.
I think so.
And then the year before that was the Halloween Cup with Marowak, whatever you want to call that. I forget.
Mm.
So Lunar was challenging. Not everyone's favorite, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But now we're in November. And we get a whitelist cup. What is it? Prismatic 2.0?
That's what other people are calling it.
Yeah.
You're not incorrect, but it's also not. It's the current tournament. Let me pull up. There we go. Brawler Cup resources. It's different, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, our tournament is 2 rounds in. I'm in another one that's 3 rounds in.
Uh-huh.
From what you've experienced and what you've seen with me battling, it comes down to knowing what your opponent has and what you have to answer for it.
It's Diet Great League.
True.
It's like a. Let me think of.
A draft.
I mean, it does perform similar to a draft
Because your
as
top
far
picks
as
are banned.
as the team building is similar. As far as like just trying to build something that's gonna
Have coverage against other things.
coverage against other things, but you're limited in what you can pick.
Yeah.
Like meta wise, let me pull up my team because I'm kind of blanking on the overall performance and everything. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Do you want to list what your team is by their weight class?
No, I just want to remember what I'm running and remember more of what the meta is feeling out to be.
You can also check cup stats.
That's true. Machamp, Sableye, Kafagrigus, Vigro. So like a normal ghost fighting core so far. Diggersby is an interesting play here. Please be the shiny that I'm looking for. Dang it. Sorry, it's Aeron. There's an Aeron here. And I swear to goodness, if you check it and it's shiny, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Okay.
But you're probably not checking it. Of course, like the normal ghost fighting core is around. You've got just generalist performers: Lapras, Talonflame, Mantine. Your Mud Boy, you're one of the only Mud Boys that's available. Wish Cash. Rainy Cast Form is just a very solid water. The core makes sense within Great League. Like, there's enough of the top performers that are banned that it's boiling down to a normal fighting ghost sort of meta. With a lot more general. What are you getting into?
Who knows?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Parker, lay down. Parker, lay down.
HR snooping.
Yeah, it's a fighter, ghost, and then Phil, basically. And is it?
I mean, if you want to go core meta.
Yeah, if I'm boiling it down to, it's fighter, ghost, Phil.
Normal.
I mean, not everyone's running a normal. I mean, you could classify Diggersby Vigo as a normal, but Vigo is a pseudo fighter. And Diggersby is a ground type with fire, so it's like anti-steel. It fills a similar role to fighting, but it's not quite as versatile without counter.
I think it and Vigo are both the safe. The normals are the safe swaps for this cup.
I'm not against this meta, to be honest. If it wasn't a whitelist format, I think this meta would like if it was somehow this meta without it being a whitelist, might actually be a reasonable start. It doesn't help that October is the first month and they really want to do something for Halloween. Like every month I think has been like Halloween, trying to be Halloween themed for the Silph Arena metas.
You mean as far as each year?
Yeah, each season has been, okay, we're starting in or around October. October's monthly cup is going to be spooky.
Focused around something spooky.
Spooky, even though ghosts might not be the primary performers. Yeah, I'm not against this meta, and so far performance wise it's open but not.
It's open enough
crazy.
that you can't predict everything.
Yeah, it's not absolutely bonkers like Go Battle League. It's not absolutely reliant on like the same core you see every, if GBL Great League was available, I'm not seeing the same thing I'd be seeing in GBL Great League. Also it's thankful that GBL Great League's not running currently, so there's a little bit more.
JDY also, Golbat has had a nice niche so far. It's anti-fighter, anti-ghost, potentially, if it gets Shadow Ball through. It's beating a lot of things. I think that's also why you see Lapras so hugely used in this format, is because it's beating things like Golbat and Diggersby.
Yeah, I think it's like things like Golbat have that niche play where they're like high performers. Talonflame has like the niche play where it's like it fits within the,
what was it called? It's the Flying Nidoqueen of this cup.
Yeah, well, it has it's a buff debuff depending on.
It's the buff debuff and then the nuke move for coverage.
So there's options here, and I think that's. I don't want to say.
And that's one of the things, too, about this format, aside of the Cofagrigus Vigoroth core, an art cup, I looked at it and it's like, oh, wow, it's like 80% of people using at least Cofagrigus, but everything else is pretty different. You don't see everybody running the same stuff. I mean, there's maybe one or two things that everybody's using, but other than that, there's a good mixture of things. Like if I go to our cup right here and I don't have to say names to see it. Let's pull it. Oh, you didn't tell me there was a Dusclops outside.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I already had his community day.
Hey, that's XLs I need.
Okay.
So like, for example, if I'm looking down our cup, slot 1, I'm going to say Rainy Cast Form, Whimsicott, Jumpluff, regular cast form, Whimsicott, Sunny Cast Form, Rainy Cast Form, Whimsicott, Wormadam, Whimsicott, Slurpuff, Slurpuff. So, as you can tell in slot 1, it's either a cast form majorly or it's Whimsicott. And I think that's just because the fairies in this cup are here to beat things like Sableye, which are our core breaker, against things like Vigo and Cofagrigus. The cast forms are the elementals that also carry some weight and bulk, so they can do multiple things, not to mention they have the Weather Ball spam, so they are a considerably good safe pick. In slot 4 is one of the slots I was talking about for our cup. It's Cofagrigus for this first 3. Then someone's running a Phalanx, Cofagrigus, Golbat, Cofagrigus, Dragalge, Zweilius, someone with the spicy lad of Ludicolo, Cofagrigus, Drapion. Drapion, huh. That's interesting. I think Cofagrigus is just the ghost type that carries some weight behind it with its bulk, and it's not an obscene XL required Pokemon like Sableye is. So if you don't have the Sableye, I think that's the Cofagrigus is the alternative. And then the general heavyweight slot for slot 3, which I say heavyweight, which is slot 6. I mean, in my opinion, the most impactful role for this meta is slot 3. We have an Alolan Grimer, Vigoroth, Noctowl, Seaking, Pidgeot, right there. Everything's different. There's not consistent, but there will be some here. Diggersby, Vigoroth. Seaking is spicy.
It's a weird one.
Alolan Marowak, Diggersby, and Frostlass. So, again, some repeating with the Vigoroth. Of the Vigoroth teams, I see only two that are running the Vigoroth Cofagrigus core. So, and the ones that aren't running Cofagrigus, there's only one person running a Sableye, 2 people running Sableye, and other than that, I'm happy to see the variety in this cup, but it's one of those cups where you need to know your matchups more than your opponents need to know you, because it's so wide. This meta be thick.
Not how I would describe it, but to each their own. Yeah, I don't. It's a weird one, but I don't mind it. I don't think it's.
Of course,
it's certainly
we're only
not
a couple
bad.
Weeks in.
Yeah, we're a couple weeks in. I've only played one of my rounds. My second round should be up next day. So I'm not against it so far. Oop.
Hit yourself in the face with the mic.
Yeah. We'll see what we get next month. Who knows? Actually, no. Wait, are we gonna get one next month?
You should.
Yeah, we'll get tournament 3 in December, and then we'll get a invitational in January. We'll have January. I guess generally we'll have January off as far as tournament, or core cup, and then we'll have a cup February through July, with July being regionals, and then August and September being, well, we won't have any cups, but we'll have continentals and worlds. So
Yep. So much like last year.
Yep.
And then, with everything going on in the world and things sort of getting better, asterisk, there's a potential that Silph has said that starting in January or thereafter, we could be having in-person meetups again.
We will see.
Yeah. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, but when we started Battle Science as a thing we do, we didn't really host tournaments. We wanted to go out and play in tournaments and commentate and spectate and shoutcast and stream. The only reason why we have cups in our community, and I'm thankful for everyone that's joined and played in our cups over the last couple of years, if in-person things start becoming a thing again, I imagine that they'll still allow remote. And I want people to know that we will continue to do remote because we don't have a big enough community where we are to run in person. We'll probably still, you and I will probably still run around and go to things like Kirkland and other places and play in their day tournaments. But I want people to know that as long as Silph allows people to facilitate remote tournaments, we can still be around for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we did during the pandemic because we couldn't go to all these other places and play in their tournaments. So if you're someone that doesn't feel comfortable necessarily jumping back in to in-person tournaments when all these start happening again, I just want you to know we'll still be around for remote as long as they allow us to do it. So just throwing that out there. Again, you can join the Discord. It should be listed in the description or down below the Twitch here. I'm excited to get back to in-person tournaments, but I can understand and appreciate not everybody wants to do that right away. For some people, it is more effective to do over a period of a few days because of scheduling. But I would just like to say that I personally would like to go back to in-person to be able to do what we originally, our goal was with the show, I guess you could say.
Well, we started doing the Battle Science podcast just because there were not a whole lot of PvP podcasts, if any at all.
Yeah.
And so we're like, if no one else is doing it, why don't we give it a shot?
Yeah.
But this was well before the pandemic. This was in July.
2019?
Yeah, July of 2019 is, I think, our first couple of episodes, June, July. And there's no reason for us to stop, even when we go back into in-person tournaments. I'll be very interested to see what the format of the in-person tournaments, what that sort of going back to looks like, and then sort of the what does the community, PvP community, go back to in-person tournaments, and how does that
how do TOs
facilitate?
handle that?
Well, TOs, but like we've had a year plus. We'll probably have darn near 2 weeks or 2 years of no in-person tournaments. Like where does that, like, are the smaller communities like Kirkland going to be able to get enough people to do a tournament?
In-person tournaments.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We'll see. Even if they do are they able to host it in a venue, or is it something that has to be done like outside in a park where people can be apart from each other?
Yeah. And how in the world do we stream that? We've tried. It's not great. It's not great.
Shout out to Monroe. That was fun.
Monroe, and then the first supposed mega, the Seattle. Was it Tempest?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We streamed Tempest, and it was
rough.
Okay.
Volition? No, it wasn't Volition. It was what was the brewing company? I forget.
I have one of their mugs. I could run up and go get it.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah, cool. Cool venue. Cool to see the peoples, but yeah, the cold tourney at a Monroe Park. That's exactly what it was. It was cold. It was rainy. One of the parents that was participating was like helping their kids pour the water out of
their boots. Yeah. I remember that.
I was like, oh dang, that's a lot. This water doesn't start just keep the.
It's like a cartoon from like Looney Tunes where the kid that just pours out the waterfall.
They keep tipping it over, and it just keeps pouring out water out of this boot. Like, how much space is in that boot? Yeah, I mean, I don't really look forward to how cold it can get. But
what are you most excited to going back to about in-person tournaments?
Not that.
Cold, rainy gazebos out in the middle of a field.
I mean, I'm excited to go back, but not for that.
Want to find some big open spaces with like outdoor heating. Costco, anyone?
The remotes facilitate easier. Remotes are able to facilitate easier competition with bigger names and higher ranked people. But there's like, if you haven't been to a mega, like there's something about that energy there that,
oh my goodness.
Like when we're able to go back to, and I don't know who here in Seattle, like other than us, would like put one together. 'Cause like Pikachu is not going to deal with any of that. I don't know who
We
else here
have
in the
people
greater
here
Seattle
in
area.
Seattle that we could pull the names together.
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't mind, wanting to put it together, but like I can't, like day of, I can't run both the stream and the
Right.
event as a whole. I'm incredibly thankful that Sweetums and Blackshin and that whole Portland crew allowed us to like help work, but also like they put on a great show as far as like venue and organization. But like going back to it, how do we take that and turn it up to like, how do we turn that to 11?
How do we beat that? How do we top that?
Yeah, like real talk, and I've said it before, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. My high school prom, terrible experience, great venue. It's that's a B-sad story. That's a B-sad story I am happy to get into. I will crack a cold one and go through the B-sad and go through that story.
Where was the venue?
It was the Seattle Aquarium right there on the pier.
Huh.
They have an event space where an entire wall, fish tank. Whole wall
my
of
God,
it
that'd be
is fish
cool.
tank. And you're like, for the first like hour or so of the prom, because it was still light out, we could go and walk the aquarium. You could walk around the aquarium. So like it is a awesome venue.
Okay.
Huge amount of space, like arguably more space than what what's it called? Portland had. Like square footage wise, I think it was more space. Then again, I was a high schooler and slightly shorter, so my
That'd be
perspective
such
was a
cool
little bit
place
different.
To host one from.
Yeah, I would love if the biggest issue, parking in downtown Seattle is
Garbage.
the worst. But if of all of the venues that I can think of, like that would be awesome. The other
Do you know how
crazy
fun
one,
that'd be, like to animate Pokemon fish in the tank with the real fish?
that would be wild. The only other thing that like I'd love to see, but there's no way we get enough people, is to either host it at the Washington State Convention Center.
That's too big.
It's way too big,
That's
but
out of our budget.
I'd love to get the people for it. I'd love to get the amount of people for it. I mean, realistically, if anything, Pokemon would probably have a regional, or their like Continentals or something. As far as the Play Pokemon would probably have it. If they have it in Seattle, it's there.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo is based. They have their Redmond base here.
Mm-hmm. The only other location I could think of, and again, it's probably way too huge, is the Lumen Field Event Center, old Quest CenturyLink.
Yeah.
Again,
Parking
huge.
is not much better, but
Parking
it's more accessible.
parking is much better because it's the Stadium District.
Yeah.
The aquarium is not all that far away from the Stadium District, so realistically, like you can walk. Seattle's not the nicest of cities. We do
for
have
walking.
Yeah, we do have.
Stay away from Third.
Pioneer Square was a nice place. It's now a homeless encampment.
But then the homeless attacked.
Yeah. Well, the homeless didn't attack. We ran up the housing prices and didn't provide facilities for the lowest income, and
Yeah.
here we are. We've forgotten how to treat humans as humans.
But second cup of the month in, we've still got plenty of time to see what the rest of the year holds.
Mm-hmm. Very curious to see what next month's cup is.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like
December.
every month.
Do we see like Snowflake Cup? Do we see Ice make a Frostlass? It's back. Yeah, it never went away. The Snowflake Cup.
A prediction for next month. I'll have to get back to you on that. But
Just
you know what else we
shoot.
have predictions for?
All of 2021.
In our Discord, we asked at the very beginning of the end of last year, December, what were 5 things you want to see come to Pokemon Go in the calendar year?
All right.
Verbatim.
2021 prediction competition rules and regulations. I'm going to speed through this here because we're an hour and a half in. We're getting there. Create 5 predictions of PvP development / changes that will occur in the calendar year of 2021. Rule number 2, they do not have to be wholly original in your picks, but you just cannot have the same 5 as someone else. Number 3, do not put pansy predictions like a new water move will be added. Put some thought and effort into your predictions. Excuse me, goodness, that's not me making my voice sound weird. That's me with
He's a gassy boy.
Bubbles. Steven used Bubble. The first 5 people to get their 5 predictions correct will get a pizza ordered and sent to them by their local pizza place of choice and sent and paid for by yours truly. Number 5, your predictions can encompass in-game changes all the way to changes in the overall Pokemon Go PvP community. Number 6, submissions must be posted here by 11:59 p.m. PST on December 31st, 2020. This channel will be locked from comments and editing on January 1st, 2021 at 12 a.m. PST. And number 7, predictions must come true within the 365 days of 2021 to be counted as correct to be eligible to win the prize. We had a handful, and don't worry, we'll do this again. We'll do this for 2022. The rules will be slightly modified because I don't think anyone's a winner here.
We still got another month.
We do, but like it's going to have to be a dense month to get all the rest of this stuff. Let's breeze through this. Eric BN, number 1, an option to add a 3rd charge move. Hasn't happened. Number 2, XL Candy rubric. Hasn't happened.
Instead of just speeding through them, you want to pick out some of the more interesting ones?
Oh, I should have reread these. It's interesting to see. So he posted this on December 15th, 2020. His number 3 is Megas are allowed in at least 1 GBL meta and at least 1 Silph Cup. That has not happened and is not looking like it's going to happen. Basically, Megas are things for raids, and that's it. So far. Are we ever going to see them? Because they've been out for a year now. I mean, is that one of those incremental changes that Niantic is making over time?
I don't know because they don't tell us.
Who knows? 2018 Community Day moves get permanently added to the move pool for each respective Pokemon. That hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened for any of them.
Yeah. And the bonus Kecleon is finally released for the game when Pokemon Snap comes out. Pokemon Snap is out and Kecleon is not. Although, there's, I guess, more Dead of Mind information about Kecleon potentially coming. So, thanks, Cats Can't Eat. Razorleaf did get nerfed by 1 damage.
That sounds right.
1 damage per fast attack, and Metal Claw will get buffed, which has not happened yet. I don't think Metal Claw is going to get buffed by the end of the year, though. Maybe next year. Fingers crossed, man. That's really what I want.
I know one reoccurring one in a couple of ours was a Metatite Community Day. I mean, at this point, anything.
It can happen. It's just they don't want to hand out the XL candy at this point.
Yeah.
Even after I've completed the
After
XL.
everyone's done it.
Yeah. Here, have more XL candy. Thanks, Cats Candy. Actually, number 6 tier 6 raids that drop XL candies. They actually did increase the XL candy drop rate on
tier 5s and tier 6
raids in general. There isn't a tier 6
mega.
Oh, I guess technically.
Me and my
you were right.
Was.
Number 3 Poke League sub 800 CP league. It's sub 500 or it's 500 and below, but you're on the right track there. No breeding, no new ball or berry. JDY, if I imagine, are you at level 40 and above? Because that is certainly a limitation to having XL candy.
Yeah, the requirement is you have to be above 40 to even start getting XL.
I think one of my first XL was a Sunny Cast form, and that was only like 6XL. I only needed 6XL, so.
I think mine was Melmetal just because I had so many.
I haven't even done that. God, the amount of dust requirement for that. I'm not even
It's
touched
the same for all of them.
I know, but it's so expensive to get a Pokemon up to max.
I know.
I haven't touched that.
Hey, you're lucky. That's also why you have, 1.5 million Stardust? Yeah.
2 mil.
I have 400,000, so I don't want to hear it.
Oof. I'm about to get a whole bunch more because I'm participating in the next community day. I have it off. Yay. Hey, Jamar with guest number 2. Your best buddy will be able to find XL candy. And it does, but it's a chance and not a guarantee.
But it does find it.
He says second fast move added, which is a real spice. That's some real spice. I'm very curious to see, like, this year has maybe tempered.
COVID didn't.
Oh, read that comment, Jesse.
Ouch.
Yeah, this year I think is probably tempered expectations as far as like mechanical changes to the game that like people expecting a third charge move or a second fast move, like that's a real spicy pick as far as like what can happen. So,
and I think much like what Jamar said in his interview with you with factions is PvP feels like it was just kind of thrown out into the wind, and then they just kind of let it go and only fix it when it's a problem.
They don't even fix it when it's a problem.
Isn't it true?
That's gross, dude. It's real gross. Charming. Halucha is not in the game yet.
Not yet.
Let's see.
I was kind of hoping they put it out with the Dios de Muertos.
Because it's a luchador. That would be sick, but no, it's
No.
not. I mean, we might see it in GB as a GBL rank reward next season, but that puts it into, well, technically that puts it into 2020 or 2021. We'll see, because December is the first month of
the new season.
Yeah, the next season. Winston the Champ was going super hard. Yeah, nothing of Winston's guesses have come true. Team preview and GBL, a man can dream. Yeah. Oof. Let's see. Y'all were getting spicy. Like none of you were.
I think I was the most bland.
Yeah, but I mean, you were more realistic of like, I'm gonna try and win this pizza.
I'm in pizza.
Yeah, Steven's buying pizza. I'm gonna try and win that. Let's see.
Buys me one of those like mini frozen ones.
Mega Man A7X. GBL walking requirement doesn't return for 2021. That appears to be correct.
It's not happening anymore.
PvP switching, tapping, slipping in extra fast moves gets another rework. Has it gotten a rework, or is it just encountered more bugs?
It's more bugs.
Shadows of the Reggies hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened. I'm kind of surprised it didn't.
Z moves once per battle hasn't happened, but we might see that in the future. I mean, we've seen megas, so who knows? 3 shields because of Z moves.
I mean, does the Pidgey swap count?
Huh? Oh, where it just crashes? I mean...
No, the third shield where you swap in like something like Pidgey.
Oh, I mean... Technically, but I mean, he says like 3 shields because of Z moves, and yeah. Yeah, Randall goes another with more long shots of allowing megas, third charge move, wonder trading or surprise trading. You guys gotta want that pizza, man. You gotta want that pizza. And then I said fire type won't get a rework,
which it still hasn't.
1 new fairy type move and 1 fairy type move updated. Which
Charm got updated.
Did Charm get updated?
I think it got nerfed a little bit, didn't it?
I don't think so.
It was Razor Leaf, and what was the other fast move?
It was grass type moves.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Charm was touched there.
We did get Moonblast adjusted.
Okay. Have we seen a new fairy type move?
Disarming Voice, is that new?
Maybe. It's been a long year. Held items were not introduced. Instead of the drives and other usual held items, there will be an item that will be able to apply to a Pokemon an infinite amount of times. It's not technically an item, but the form change is a candy requirement. So
that's true.
I don't think I wouldn't give that one to myself. But I'll let somebody else be the arbiter of that. Then again, I could just buy myself a pizza whenever I want. So I can't win. Number 4, we'll see no less than 2 community outroars, one of which will be from the GBL walking distance returning. Not happening. 4 or more paid day weekend events in the calendar year, not including GoFest, but including the Kanto Tour event. Technically speaking, the Safari Zones count. They are paid events.
I would lump them as one.
Yeah, but you could have gotten tickets to each of them. The problem is you couldn't have bought the tickets in this calendar year. You would have had to buy them
Last year.
early 2021, early 2020 when they got released. Yeah, and I was more thinking the like the Mr. Rhyme event that happened in 2020, which we have not seen.
I wonder why.
But maybe because they didn't make enough money. I mean, they did they did the Galarian Snorlax, which would have been, but it was not a paid event.
The what?
Galarian. Galarian Slowpoke.
Those were free.
Yeah, so that wasn't a paid. I was expecting the Galarian Slowpoke event to be like a paid event, like the Mr. Rhyme. Not the case. So I was wrong. Yeah, so I probably the same core rules. I'll put this up December 1st. I'll give people a month. So anybody in our Discord or anyone who wants to join the Discord, put up 5 predictions. Again, you don't have to be wholly original. You just can't be the same 5 as someone else.
That's the benefit of commenting early, is you get your picks in first.
Yeah, don't be super pansy, but like if you want that pizza, man, you gotta dig deep. And I think it's probably going to be by the end of the year, whoever has the most right, because like getting all 5 right is like near impossible.
Yeah.
So, and then it'll probably be open December 1st, early morning December 1st, and then close 11:59 December 31st, 2021. And then we'll see what 2022 has to offer. So I might even open it up to like more beyond just PvP, just the game in general.
Just
so
game in general changes.
yeah, if you've got ideas of like a community day Pokemon and it's move, boom, but not the starters. We already know the starters. That's a pansy. It's a pansy prediction. You got to dig deep there. Like Meditite and Meditite and Shadow Ball. Like, all right, go for it. If you think that's going to happen in 2022, good on you, because I don't think it will. That one's not happening. Whismer, Judgment. It's happening. It's happening. Yeehaw, Chuckle Clucks. Big Pink Whismer. Cluck Solicino.
You're going to drop a bomb, and I'm going to laugh because you're going to cannot catch yourself.
Chuck you, Johto, you're next. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. Let's finish off with the community question. We asked, out of all the starters, which line is your least favorite and why?
This in relevance to the upcoming holiday season and having that one relative that just you hate to see it.
I was just thinking of like I didn't like Charmander. So
okay,
yeah,
well, go
Charizard.
for it.
I mean, I don't like Charmander. The Charizard line. We've talked about that last
Boo!
episode. All right, fine.
No.
have
You're unbiased opinions, though. Why?
I can have a spicy, but I don't like Charizard. It's overrated. It's bad in PvP. People that are using it, I'm like, why are you using this? It's bad, dude. It's not good.
Meanwhile, the Charizard Steven's box. Hey, man.
Oh, that's wild. You said it was the Poplio line from Generation 7.
Yep.
Let's see. Pokemon Radio at Pokemon Radio Pod on Twitter said it's got to be Tepic. Such a cute, fun first evolution. And then, best not discussed further. Let's see. Cbuy at Cbuy 2010 says 7th generation starters only because I have no affiliation with them. No anime, no gameplay. I know nothing about them. That's Poplio, Litleo, and Rufflet. Could have been Ruffleo. It would have ended all of them with O's in the English translation, but they didn't. There's an additional reply that's hidden. Let's see. I don't like that GIF. I don't like that GIF at all. Elijah Modica at Elijah Modica on Twitter. I think it's got to be Tepic and company. Those pigs just look dumb. Yeah, I don't like that GIF, Jesse. I don't like that GIF at all. Who liked that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We did post that in our Twitter or on our Discord. Let's see. Jack of Hearts says Chimchar's line is my least favorite because it feels like it has the least possible use in Pogo. Winston the Champ says Cynical line and Chimchar line are my least favorites. Also, congratulations, Winston the Champ. Your Quilladin is now level 26. Let's see. And then his next one was the Snivy line. And that is it. Those are our answers for our community question. I have another fun community question. I've already brought it up to you. What Pokemon is the Pikachu to your Ash? What is the Pokemon you would have as your buddy for your Pokemon adventures? Be it your Pokemon Go or your, like, if you were plopped into the anime or something, plopped into the world of Pokemon as like Ash, and you were going on a Pokemon adventure, what was your buddy? What would be your
Don't
buddy
make me an
Pokemon?
Ash. I'll never win.
Well, do make you an Ash. You'll never age.
True.
Then
never
again,
win or never age.
Then again,
That's the question.
You're forever an 11-year-old. So it's one of those things of like you're very limited. At a certain point in time, you're kind of frustrated because there's a lot of stuff you can't do without donning a fake mustache and trench coat.
Mustache.
Yeah.
I've
been 11 years old for millennia.
I don't know because
I've never been able to be the champion. Pikachu is still here.
The inner gamer of me says I want something that has 3 tiers, because if that's something that's going to be with me for my entirety of my journey, that's something that I want forever to accumulate experience. And most 3rd tiers are the things that pop off the best because they're the long runner. Are we starting at the base form or just the one that we want in the end?
Literally whatever.
I don't know. That's a good question because longevity-wise, the first one that comes to my mind would be something like Dratini for Dragonite later on. I mean, that line and other dragons kind of suck because they don't really pop off until late. But it's like Dragonite's just awesome. You can ride them. It's both physically and defensively bulky.
HM Slave. Surf, fly, cut.
I don't think it can learn cut.
No? Well, I mean,
It can learn strength.
realistically, like Dragon Claw is a good enough cut replacement.
I mean, my favorite Pokemon's Snorlax, but I don't think I could see that on an entire journey with me.
I mean, I'm going easy. It's Vulpix. It doesn't have to evolve for me. I could be like Ash and Pikachu, where Pikachu never evolves. Vulpix is my buddy Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
You got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll put it up as a tweet here. It'll probably go up on Friday when this podcast goes up. And then you can answer it in the Discord as soon as tonight. What is your partner Pokemon on your Pokemon adventure? Anything. Nothing's off the table. I mean, maybe Arceus. That'd be a little OP.
Why Arceus when you could have Bidoof?
Why have Arceus when you can have Dialga and turn back time? Maybe find a way? Song lyrics? No? If I could turn back time. I could find a way. No,
I don't know.
I'd have to pull that one up for you. And you may ask yourself, how did I get here? That's
Steven
that's
attempting to make jokes, but
talking.
not working.
No, it's not jokes. I'm just referencing a bunch of songs.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not my beautiful house. That is not my beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, how did I get here? On the days go by.
I think we're just
I'll
going to
pull
have a
that up.
karaoke episode at some point.
Nope. I don't sing. Nope. I don't do karaoke. I
Get
am
enough
not.
beers and you might change your
I am
answer.
not inebriated enough for this. Thank you everybody for joining us. Special. We thought it would be diet. Guess what? We're just shy of 2 hours. So way to go.
Woo!
High fives, everybody. We've done it. Diet. Welcome to the Diet Battle Science Podcast, where we fill it in with artificial sweeteners because we don't have any news to talk about. We fill it in with whatever other topics we want to. Welcome to. Thank you for listening to the Diet Battle Science Podcast. 0 calories, same great taste. I have been one of your hosts, Steven, aka Boy in the Woods, joined as always by Jesse, aka RocketAdminJ. You can follow us over on Twitter at battle_science. For retweets of the sweet infographics and updates and maybe some memes, that kind of stuff. You can go over to twitch.tv/battlescience to catch our live streams of the Battle Science podcast, other gaming stuff that we do. Go Battle Nights is another one of those Go Battle Nights coming up.
Yep, they're not Go Battle Days, though.
Go Battle Days. Is there one final one happening this season?
Yes, I don't remember the date, though.
Oh, okay. It's at some point. Join our Discord. There is nothing that's stopping you from joining our Discord. Join our Discord.
Come hang out with us. Shenanigans.
And then you can go over to patreon.com/battlescience and check out the Battle Science After Dark podcast for at least $1 or more as a Patreon backer, or become a Patreon producer for $5 or more. Thank you, everybody, for listening, hanging out with us on a wonderful evening, morning, however you're listening to this podcast. We will catch you out there on the battlefield.